Hello and welcome to Puzzlers Anonymous. My name is Kevin and I'm a puzzle addict. And it is Thursday, February 1st, first day of the month. Nothing special with that and puzzles. Also, I'm trying to get this in before my work day, so no preamble. I'm just going to go right into puzzling. Look, I haven't even dried my hair. Took a shower and it was just no time. Gotta get the puzzles in before the work day. But we will start with the mini just to wake my brain up. I was sipping coffee before this video started, but a little more puzzling is what'll really wake me up. I see circles on this one. This is going to have a rare mini theme. Up to the job. I don't know. Quiet periods. Gosh, I don't know that one either. Is a llama in the Andes? This is tricky. Nickname for the NFL's Giants. Wow. 9. The Y of New York City is York. 100% all. Like an overstuffed backpack. Don't know. Mi amo. But how do I spell that? Crap. That's a hard one. Cartoon character says, be very, very quiet. I'm hunting rabbits. Elmer Fudd. Opposite floated is sank. Let's see if that's... lulls is quiet periods. Okay, so I think everything is just all L's. Because everything else is an L. So if I put that there... gosh, I still don't know what would be there. I've never crashed out on... Oh, this is the G-Man. I was going to say I've never crashed out on a mini, and I guess I never will, but that was close. I had a moment there where I was like, I don't know what to put here. But then G-Men came to me, the Giants. This isn't shaped like an L, is it? They were just like, look at all these L's. Oh, it's two L's. Two L's made out of L's. Okay, that's fun. It was never called out in the clues. It was just like, look at this silly combination we made. Lulls, llama, amo. That's funny. Way to go, Joel. Joel's having a fun one today. Sorry, I got something in my teeth. This is great video content. Me getting something out of my teeth. But it's better than seeing something in my teeth the whole time I'm doing this Thursday crossword. So yeah, it's a Thursday. We got Simeon Siegel. Great name. Don't know who that is, but just rolls off the tongue. Simeon Siegel. Oh my god. I can't publish this video. The whole preamble is just me picking my teeth, having weird coughs, wiping my nose. I'm so sorry, my 3 viewers. Let's keep going. So this is gonna be a tricky one, and I see already that we have mega circles. I will tell you, I've never seen this before. They sometimes do where they combine answers between them, and like as you saw in the last one, there were circles. Maybe they're kind of prepping us for this. Maybe Joel is coordinating with Will to have the minis prep for the maxis. But yeah, I've never seen this one. So this will be fun, but I will start with one across just because I saw it and I knew right away. Zeros in soccer is nils. That's just because for a lot of soccer terms, you just use the British terms because that's where it originated, and I don't know. So oftentimes a zero, like in the score line, it was 0-0. It's what we would call a 0-0 tie. They would call a 0-0 draw, but a lot of Americans will do that. All right, we got one of our theme clues, A Little Bit of Everything, which is also the name of a song by Dawes that is such a good song that when they toured with Bob Dylan, he didn't say, and they like met him, he didn't say thank you for touring with me. He said thank you for writing the song A Little Bit of Everything. So if the greatest American songwriter thinks it's a good song, you should give it a listen. A Little Bit of Everything by Dawes. Now, as for what that means in this clue, I have no idea. I can already see that 61 is going to be a revealer, which I mentioned in a previous video that I usually don't do this in a Thursday where they show you the themes and the revealers. So that tells me this is going to be a really tricky one. So I see that one. I'm still going to look at our theme clues before I get to the revealer. 1957 hit by the Edsels with a nonsense title. Wooly Bully? No. This is already getting me feeling a music theme, though a little bit of everything was not capitalized. And I don't think Dawes, to my chagrin, I don't think they're popular enough to be one of the main answers in the crossword, and I mean, even they were like, that wasn't a hit for them. It's like the last track on the album. And eventually, you'll also see the asterisk there. And this also makes me think of, there is that song eventually. I don't know, was it Tame Impala? I only know the Lucius version, but again, not really a good one. Though, before I get to the theme, I just saw another one out of the corner of my eye that I could not resist. R2's well-spoken partner is 3PO. Of course, it's C3PO, but as R2 is written out as R2, 3PO is like, that's like his nickname. I don't know. C3PO is to 3PO as R2D2 is to R2. Make of that what you will. Upside down parts of a roller coaster ride, represented twice in the answer to each of this puzzle's starred clues. Is it loop-de-loops? Loop-de-loops. Okay, so I think this is going to be a really tricky puzzle, and that's why they're spelling it out for us, because it's like, it's specifically, you know, the revealer always talks about it, but what I think is going to happen here is the letters are going to have to go through the loop. So it's going to be like, it's not just going to be whatever the answer is here. It's going to be like this letter, then this, then this, then this, then this, then these two get used again. Then it goes through here, and then these, so there's going to be repeated letters, and then it goes up to there. Which is just going to be mondo difficult to solve, especially because I don't really know what these clues are, and now it's like I have to be thinking kind of in, not in 3 dimensions, but putting, you know, like these first 2 letters, this is almost going to be the easiest one because there's a loop-to-loop at the beginning, if my understanding of this clue is correct. That's going to be 2 letters, and then 2 more letters, and then those first 2 are going to repeat. Gosh, I wish I could think of an example just like here. If I put this, because this is just a word I can think of, the clue would be like, the answer would be like sheet heater. That's not a thing, but it's just, if this is what the answer was, this would be sheet heater, because it's S-H-E-E-T, then you keep going through the loop-to-loop, H-E-A-T-E-R, and then it would be another thing that would go through there to create one phrase. It's not sheet heater. Sheet heater does sound nice in the winter. Not a real thing, but that's just my idea of what's going on here. So, I mean, we have 3PO. We also have Nils, but these are long ones. These are short ones. So I think 3PO is one that we're more likely to get. Depot. Gosh, I know. Station, maybe? And then the abbreviation would be STA or STN. The abbreviations are always tough when it's like, you take like a 7 or 8 letter word, because it's like, I feel like there's 2 ways to do it. I don't know if this was in the Times yesterday or the Puzzmo. I think it was the Puzzmo. There was one. Yeah, it was the Puzzmo. I think Puzzmo lets you go back to previous ones. This is all related to the clue I was doing. Yeah, February 1st. In yesterday's video, I also went back to this puzzle. Yep, this is the one. So, 18 across. Abbreviation for many a technical university. Oh, I actually have to look at the hint here, as you can see. So the actual clue is part of STEM abbreviated. So it's like, I was looking at this, and I even had ENG, but I was like, I know the word is engineer or engineering. I don't know what they want to be the 4th letter here. So I had to actually look it up, and yeah. Puzzmo is really good with having clues that, or hints that you can figure out, you know, from here. So this is a fun one. Abbreviation for technical university graduate hidden in green grocer. So you can find ENGR was in there. I love you, Puzzmo. Which is all to say, I think this one is station, but I don't know if it's STA or if it's STN. Not even looking for it. Well, let's get it in my brain eventually. When. Ooh. I think it is N, because if it was when, it could be when, the, and that's words, which given this theme, will take words. So Yeah. We're getting somewhere. So, ergo, vis-a-vis, concordantly. I feel like this is my third or fourth video where that clue has come up and answer. Prepare for a kiss, perhaps. Lean in. Oh, I was saying that as a joke because I watched the Barbie movie this weekend. And there's the part where Ken is leaning in for a kiss and Barbie's just standing there and doesn't know what to do. And then my girlfriend pulled that move on me, or she tried to, and then I just actually went to kiss her, and then she's like, "No, I'm doing the Ken thing," which how the fuck was I supposed to know that? So I first said lean in because I was just referencing Ken, but I think this is actually answer. That is something you do for a kiss. Actress Juliet, don't know. Hoppy initials, that is IPA, because IPA beers have a lot of hops. Cause of some head scratching. I want it to be lice, but there's not enough letters. Is there any other small creature that... I mean, otherwise it's like a puzzle or a thing that's... But it's a Thursday, so it's not going to be the thing. It's going to be the other thing. I don't know. Appreciate it as a joke. Laughed. Yeah, I don't know. Sign of an injury is swelling. So to appreciate a joke is to get a joke. So if you appreciated it, you got it. Measure of energy savings as when the meter runs in reverse. Gosh, I don't know. Is a knit a thing? Yeah, because then a negawatt is the meter runs in reverse. How would that happen if you had like solar panels? I love that word. I just learned it. So Juliette Lewis. I don't know why I didn't say this before, but that came to my head. But here's why I didn't say it. I was thinking Julia Louis-Dreyfus, which is not Juliet. But apparently there's also Juliette Lewis. I'm kind of grasping at straws there, but it seems right. Subject covered in a madras. Don't know. This is Toni Morrison. So this is probably going to end with an H. Me too. Girl same. Nope. Cured Spanish meat. It's not going to be one that I know. I am not the guy to know that one. 1/3600th of a degree. 360 degrees in a circle, but this would be dividing a single degree into... I mean, is it an arc? Like, it does. I guess the size of it doesn't matter, but it just seems weird that it'd be 360,000th of instead of a 3. That's a math thing. Depression precursor. Great Depression, where it's like it's not. You thought it was gonna be like depression, like being depressed, but it's at the beginning of the word, so you can't see that that's a proper noun. I don't think precursor really fits there, and my crossword rule of if it seems silly, it is silly, and you're probably wrong, but it's a Thursday, so, we got to pencil stuff in. We got to do the best we can. Adolf, who purchased the New York Times in 1896. Yikes. Though I do know that was a popular name at the time, and then a lot of people in the 40s actually changed their names because of it. There's a town in Ohio that's like Hitler, Ohio, and they're like, we're not going to change our name. He's the one who sucks. Indian spice mixes. Curries, masalas. Don't know. Is there... So if this was I don't know. Is there anything else I can get on these? These are kind of tricky, so there's not a lot of crossers. Crown in Persian? I don't know. Cultured dessert option. Agar? No, agar is like for science. Runaround Sue is not nonsense. I don't know harbors in Florida. Brotherly greeting. It's gonna be like monks, but I don't know what it is. Sitting meditation pose. I started doing yoga again, but I just on my own stuff from memory, so I don't have an instructor yelling out the poses, calmly saying the poses. So I can't think of what any of them are. Former Yankee nickname. I don't know. Q procedure. Gosh, I'm striking out on all of these. Casual rejection is probably nah. Just feels right. Extra sweaty, meditative. Exercise is hot yoga, which then does confirm nah. We're not going to go down in that area yet. I just wanted to kind of see if this was right. Wow, the sitting meditation pose right next to hot yoga. I know what you're into, Simeon Siegel. I know your hobbies. And they involve stretching. Indian spice mixes, I don't know. Cured Spanish meat, don't know. Me too. Yeah. Okay, so we're kind of striking out on those. Let's try to get ex nihilo. Great phrase. There's the Washington Cathedral. There is a ex nihilo. Shoot, I accidentally looked up a thing. But there's this beautiful ex nihilo, out of nothing. There's this beautiful representation of the creation story that's called ex nihilo. I think that's how I know that phrase. But this is like one of my favorite sculptures. It's quite good. The whole Washington Cathedral is really cool. It's I think it's Episcopalian, but it has a lot of great art and it represents a bunch of stuff. So there's like there's a stained glass that has a moon rock in it, and there's a bunch of stained glass that like represent like stuff about science. There's one of like Abraham Lincoln, so it's kind of like all these like American figures, but to see them in this religious building is really interesting. And then they have why did it say statue? It's supposed to be cathedral. There are grotesques and gargoyles on the outside, and they had a design contest, and one of them is Darth Vader. So some kid just got to design a Darth Vader, which is pretty fun. So it's a very cool building. I feel like it's a thing when people are in DC, they don't know about that. Anyways, accidental cheating on ex nihilo. That's fine by me. Up the creek, not in deep, because I mean it does, like up the creek does mean like in trouble. In deep maybe does work because it's like a water pun, but I just think of creeks as being shallow. Past post, wager at the track. I don't know. Gambling stuff. One name singer with the 2016 number one hit, Cheap Thrills. That's Sia. My daughter looks just like Sia. You can't see her. Peak of Revelation. Sinai. A lot of biblical stuff in this too. I guess ex nihilo is not biblical, just that the guy used that for the other thing. But I mean, Simeon's putting some interesting, it's pulling from a lot of areas here. So, now this is getting us on, because like, if my theory about the loop-de-loop is true, this almost has to be a T, because what other word would form HIS? And I guess it doesn't have to be a four-letter word. It could be a word that keeps going, but I can't think of anything that would start here, go around. So I want to try a T. We're going to pencil it in. This, that, and, that could be this, that, and, because I'm thinking like, just, that would be a list, like this, comma, that, comma, so this would almost have to be and then there'd be something else that would go around and then reuse ND, and I can't think of it. Lousy with, don't know. Character with a famous opening line. There's a lot of those. But it's going to be a line about opening. Who said open sesame? That's like from a fable, and I don't remember. Was it Aladdin? I think Aladdin said open sesame. Exposes personal information about online, informally doxes. That's a great one too. Simeon's putting some fun stuff in here. A very valuable violin informally is a Stradivarius. I really like the theory. Gosh, I was like, I gotta get this done before work, and now I'm just going on tangents. But like, if you don't know, Stradivarius violins are like the best violins, and people to this day can't figure out why they sound so much better than violins. They've like broke it down with like X-rays and such, and they've tried to recreate it perfectly. And just like even the ones now, don't don't sound the same. And the theory that I really enjoy is that there was like a mini ice age, a little bit before Stradivarius's time. So they think the trees didn't grow as well, so their rings were closer together, and it affects how the wood vibrated, and you can't recreate that now. I don't know what happened with Up the Creek. I mean, my 16 might be wrong. Pass post wager. C is right. These are making me doubt my that part. But I didn't even think of this. Strad does confirm, because I know Strad is right. So that does confirm my TH. So this, that is there. But I also, my theory that it goes through the loop and then continues is not confirmed. So like this TH, that's still a guess. That's still penciled in. And Up the Creek and Pass Post Wager are making me doubt it. Ooh, is this? That's exposes. So Doxes could also be wrong, because look at 24. Or maybe Aladdin's wrong. Yeah, Aladdin's wrong. Alibaba said Open Sesame, because then 24 is As Am I. Okay, does that fix anything? Up the Creek in Thix. Yeah, Doxes is right. Alibaba might be spelled wrong. This is going to be bet. Pass post. Late bet. Okay, so. Yeah, this is all. Like a pass post wager is a late bet. This. Oh my god, I was being dumb. I hope you weren't yelling at the screen. I hope you were. Because I was forgetting to double count this. So it's THIS and then it's TH. So this, that, and was correct. I just executed it wrong, because then Up the Creek is in a fix and lousy with his rife width. Okay. I might not finish this before work. I might actually pause it and come back to this, because this puzzle is so great. I was about to say this video is so great, but that is up for debate. I've been on tangents and meandering. But this puzzle is so great that I would love to publish it, to honor the work of Simeon Siegel. But I would be so happy if I could get this theme in before I have to start my workday. Not snookered by is probably on too, though. Same thing, because that's like a British phrase. Maybe that has to be a British answer, but maybe they're onto stuff too. Arthur with a statue on Richmond's Monument Avenue. I don't know. I was going to complain about the Civil War, but I think they might have updated Monument Avenue to be new and better references. I remember Robin Williams visited Richmond and doing stand-up, and he was like, I love your Monument Avenue. I've never seen such a collection of second place trophies. But if it's Arthur and then 4 letters, I feel like it's Arthur Ashe, which usually gets clued with tennis, but I know it's always him, and maybe he's from Richmond. And if it was Arthur Ashe, then it could be this, that, and the other. Does that work? Let's just test these out. Appeal, as for peace. I don't know. Like the responses of yes or no. Short wouldn't even fit. Comedic takedown is a roast, which makes me think that Ashe is correct. Happen next is ensue. I don't know if that starts with an E or an I, but then let's see what that does for this. Appeal, S for peace. Can you sue for peace? Probably. I think that's what South Africa is doing right now. Yeah, and responses to yes or no are terse, and winged mammal with rust-colored fur is probably a red bat. 20 across is probably an oboe, which is a common crossword clue. Instrument with a bell. Yeah, that's an oboe. You're probably thinking ringing a bell because it's a Thursday. They're trying to trick you, but it does have a bell at the end. And bean or noodle is a knob. Is it nog? Alibaba might still be wrong, but no, because bat works. I just don't know this thing about a knob. But hey, look at that. We got one of these clues, and it was what I thought it was from the loop to loop, and that didn't make it any easier to solve it. So this, that, and the other. So I'm going to pause. We're 20 minutes in. I'm going to pause this puzzle. And when the video starts again, I'll probably be on my lunch break. All right, we're back for some lunch break puzzling. I got a different shirt on. Maybe I look a little tired from answering emails and talking to people. I also realized this video is 25 and a half minutes already. So I did a lot of meandering talk before. Maybe this will be more laser focused on getting these answers. Let's look at this with a fresh set of eyes. So eventually was when the time comes, right? Oh shoot, I'm trying to start a new thing where I give people more time to think about these clues, but how cool is that? This is a fun thing about crosswords. A lot of times you'll sit with them for a while, and then as soon as you can bang your head against the wall, but if you step away and come back, it'll come to you right away. But yeah, look at that. When the time comes is eventually. Okay, we won't take too long finishing this up. Still don't know that cured Spanish meat. Okay, this is a sec. 1/3/600 of a degree is a sec, right? I don't know how I know that, and it might not be right. Crown in Persian still an unknown thing. Okay, so this is masalas. I said masalas before. Why didn't I? Because I had great in there, and great was wrong. So I misled myself. I still don't know the Adolf who purchased the New York Times. Depression precursor. Don't know. Don't know that. Brotherly greeting. Don't know that one. I don't know any of these. So that one's still going to be really, really tricky. And the cultured dessert option. How it starts with a T instead of an A. Gosh, I don't know. Well, let's just do this section and see. Includes, I think would maybe be has. It's many hours later, but still making weird noises. Lead into side. I can't think of a 3-letter one. Epa, side. I don't know. Organization whose initials omit its E for explosives. So the tobacco and firearms. I still don't know what that abbrev is. First Muslim Nobel laureate, don't know. Resolve could be like come to a conclusion, or it could be like plan to. And in either case, I still don't know. Gosh, I came in hot on that theme clue, and I just don't know. For any of these others, marginally, I don't know. Former Yankee nickname, I don't know. Q-procedure, I don't know. So let's see if we can get any of these. Subject cover in a madrasa. Islam, is it? Probably. Possible hurdle for getting a master's for short. Don't know. It's hard to see through in a way. With up is fogs up. Does impressions of is apes, which is a word that not many people use, but crosswords use a lot. Need to pay is O. LAPD head loss. Because it's not the head of the department, it's the head of the phrase LAPD, which is Los Angeles. We should be able to get these. 68, I hope, is going to be Messi, the football player, but he came up yesterday. I never call it football. I call it soccer. Why did I call it football just now? I don't know. 58 is going to be AG. 57, I don't know. So let's look at these clues. 65, you shouldn't have. Yep, that's AG. Overly involved. Is that the other kind of messy? Why? Yeah, it's not like involved like getting your hands in pies. It's like involved and complicated. A kind of sense, I think it's a spidey sense. Gosh, this is a fun puzzle today. I'm really delighted about this one. Middling, is that fair? Like that would be fair, because middling means just okay, and I think fair can mean just okay, even though it can also mean like beautiful. But I think that's right. Possible hurtful getting a master's. QRE, is that what it is? That doesn't look right for that. SRE, home of some of the best drivers in North America. It's gonna be like a NASCAR thing, and I don't know. But 66 I saw before. That Randall looks as Oggles, Campus Health and Safety Organization. I don't actually know that one. It's like OSHA, but for colleges. Potentially offensive. I don't know. Risk taker's mantra in brief: YOLO. 51 is looking like I got a lot of letters there. Sex symbol. Okay. Like the symbol of a sect, which in this case is a religious group. But if you say it really fast, if you mumble like I do, sex symbol. It's a cross. Like 20 for Little League. I don't know. I don't even have an idea. Like wood prepped for paper making. Pulped? Yeah, you pulp wood. I've actually been thinking about doing that. I wouldn't use wood. I would be like recycling junk mail to create paper. Just as a hobby. It's not like I don't. It's not like I have a paper shortage. Just be fun. Still don't know this. Health and safety group. It's a different kind of driver. It's not cars. It's golf. And it's abbreviated because I was looking at No America, North America. No America. That's what I say every time I read the newspaper. PGA Tour is where you'll find the best drivers. Is this a sauna? Yeah, because potentially funded is not PC. Something's wrong in this Little League one because look at that. But all these other ones are TOOOLS. Too old. Okay, so it's if you are 20, you are too old for Little League. So then this must be Students Against Drunk Driving, maybe. I don't think of driving with colleges. I think there's a famous, often reshared tweet of the reason Americans are so nostalgic for college is because it's the only time they've ever lived in a walkable community. I don't think of drunk driving being an issue in college. There's plenty of drunken issues in college, but I don't think of driving as being one of them. But I'm with you. Students Against Drunk Driving change the world. People need to be more responsible behind the wheel. I feel like this is Jamon is this Spanish one, and then like Taj, feeling a thing for crown. I'm just gonna put it because we got nothing. Still don't know this guy. None of this got us into here. Except have we looked at 10 and 11? These down. Journey of the mind. Have co-conspirators. Gradual transition in art. Slow fade. That wouldn't be an art. This seems like visual art, like painting. Journey of the mind. Co-conspirators. Who are the tobacco and firearms people? Bureau of. I'm gonna do some looking stuff up because this video is getting long and I do want to get this right. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. Look at that. And ATF is the abbreviation. So I did have it. I had the right idea. I wouldn't have gotten it without Googling, but that gets me something. Does that give me anything here? Journey of the mind. Head trip. Cool. Sometimes just 3 little letters get you going. And now that I say that, I'm not going to get anything else. Have co-conspirators. Aid and abet. Act as one. Have no co-conspirators. That's a really important one. Act alone. Yeah. How did the guess I had for the wrong reading of the clue be so close to the real answer? So gradual transition, it's not slow, it's soft. And then ecocide is 15. Soft. This is Sadat. Anwar Sadat. I feel like he came up recently too. I don't know what he did. Oh, I think it was a Peace Accord. Egypt, and they helped with with another Israel issue in the Middle East. Gradual transition art, soft. Don't know. We got letters now, so let's get the other. Resolve. Gosh. Is this like a nickname for a specific former Yankee or a nickname for the Yankees? A specific former Yankee. Maybe you're yelling at the screen, but probably not, because I don't think many of my viewers are baseball fans. But I don't think you have to be a baseball fan to know Alex Rodriguez. A-Rod. He was actually good. Jeter was overrated, but A-Rod had the skills. Jeter was not overrated in his personal life. There's very funny stories about him and giving gift bags to hookups and stuff like that. Marginally is probably a tad. Resolve is settled, probably. You settle to yeah, like not resolve like a New Year's resolution, but when something is resolved, it's settled. Hey, resolve, you're doing too much as a word. You gotta focus. I feel like resolve is an antonym. Or it's kind of the opposite of itself, because it means to end something and to start something. To settle or find a solution, decide firmly on a course of action. Those are... I think I could argue that it is an antonym, a word that is the opposite of itself. No, that's not an antonym. An antonym is something else. A contronym is the opposite of itself. You could argue that it's a contronym because it's both starting and ending something, but you could also argue that these are distinct enough. A new contronym, now that the dictionary has accepted this interpretation, is now a contronym, because it means something that actually did happen, or it can just be emphasizing something that didn't happen. Cue procedure. How do I still not know this one? There's only 26 options I could put here. Is it the alphabet? Like Q is the letter after P? And a gradual transition would be a soft edge, maybe. What's this doing with... I mean, we're looking for a nonsense title, and if we accept soft edge as an answer, this now becomes ding dong. D-I-N-G, then you loop de loop for D-O-N-G. Ding dong. So then this is a la la. Is there a song Shamalama Ding Dong? Is that where that comes from? S-H-A, no. God, I might have to look this up. I mean, I did think this was asana, so I'm going to put that in. Brotherly greeting. Still thinking monks, but maybe not. But I don't know what you would say to your brother. This is not Great Depression. Precursor to depression. It could still be something like a recession, a bear market, a ease. We're going to start looking things up soon. I mean, I'm going to look up this Edsel song because I just don't know it. And I got a lot of it. It's something ding dong. Can I just write this out? New document. I didn't expect it. Oh, but it's gonna, because that was a full screen. I lost Chrome. Come back, Chrome. Well, I'm gonna take you. So it's gonna be and because this is in Puzzle, we don't know how many words it's gonna be, but it's gonna be blank, blank, blank. I'm going to take this down a few rows and tap it in. We're just going to be in the middle of this blank document. So blank, 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 A, L, blank, blank, A, ding, dong. I mean, I feel like, could this be like A and then it's just gonna be like sa la 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 ding dong? Yeah, just like, I don't know this, you know, I just don't know this song. And if there's a song that ends with ding dong, I would, you know, it would have come to me by now. So I feel like it's time, especially because I only have so much time on my lunch break. It's time to look this up. This is a clever puzzle and I like it. I also don't want this to be an hour-long video, so we're gonna look up Edsel's Ding Dong. Ramalama Ding Dong. Gosh, maybe that is one that I would know. So Ramal. It's right. The reason I'm making this face is I can't understand how someone comes up with this. My goal this year is to create a crossword. I'm not gonna make one like this, but like, how do you find the phrase like when the time comes that has those double repeats there? How do you realize that Ramalama Ding Dong is an existing song? I mean, I guess you're seeing the AMA repeats and then the NG. Like, maybe this isn't as complicated as I think. No, because yeah, it's repeating the second letter when the first letter is different. Because yeah, Ram and AL. Gosh, it's just brilliant. Ramalama Ding Dong. So, is a crash, like a stock market crash, enough? That could do it. But then I'm worried about this dessert option. Might have to look at that one too. Something's wrong here, but let's just figure it out. Let's look at a map of Florida, huh? You can pause the video and dox me from where the location started. See if we can find anything with harbors. Bal Harbor. Okay, it's by Miami. It's a little neighborhood of Miami. Maybe it's its own town. So BA. Gosh, I still don't know what this dessert option is. TCB. I just got no idea here. Okay, tell us the answers, Deb. See if you got stuck on these. Mount Sinai, Alibaba, those are fun ones. PGA Tour, YOLO, Sioux, Asana, we got that. Ooh, explain megawatt to me. Theoretical unit of electrical power. Okay, the amount of power saved by not consuming that energy. That's when I'm like, oh, we didn't get wine at the store, so I saved money by not spending this imaginary money. TCBY and my man. So, okay, so resolve wasn't settle, it was metal. That seems weird to me, but you would say my man to my the heck is TCBY? Yogurt. It's a company that makes yogurt. Okay, what a great puzzle. If you're still with me, let's see, that was 38 minutes plus my editorializing, so we're probably like 50 minutes in this video. If you're still with me, thanks for coming with me on this journey. This is a really cool puzzle, and I'm glad that you got to see it, and I'm glad that I got to do it, and I hope that I did justice to it in my description to it, because this puzzle was fucking cool. Have a good day.